for the 3D vision event, and I'm in charge with sales and marketing for Adria and Balkan region for NVIDIA. The subject of today's event is Tegra. Does anybody know what is that Tegra? Or have you heard what is that? Nobody knows. No. Really? Come on. So I thought I will see all the hands raised here. But anyway, I will not tell you too much. The reality is that we have a lot of news, even from GeForce, from 3D vision, also from Tegra side. You know, there are also Quadro and Tesla, but they are not so popular, so we'll stop talking only about these three products from NVIDIA. And about this news, my colleague from PR, David, which has recently joined our team instead of Igor. Probably you know Igor, that's for sure. So he will tell you, he will give you all the details about all this great news we have from NVIDIA side. So let's get started.
Okay.
So let's welcome David.
Thank you for welcoming me. Thank you, Christy. Dobrý jutro. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. As Christy said, my name is David, and I just took over this regional position for Central Eastern Europe from the Igor, most famous guys in NVIDIA from Eastern Europe. Igor has been promoted to a senior position, and he is now in charge of GeForce notebook, social media, it's mostly Facebook and Twitter, and general content. And his responsibility is for EMEA, right? So he's responsible for all Europe, Africa, and India. Well, today the presentation, as already Christy has mentioned, maybe it will be a little bit surprising for you, because we are not going to speak only about GeForce, as you've been maybe used to before, but we are going to touch a different part of our business in NVIDIA. And the question is why? And I think that it is very good time right now, since I believe that some of you, old enough, do remember pretty well a birth of desktop PCs as we know it today, back in 1990s. Then, after some 10 years, and I'm pretty sure that this time already most of you witnessed the explosion of internet, and we feel that there is a beginning, that we are in the middle of beginning of a new era which is coming in computing, and think that this switch is going to be a mobile computing revolution. We think that it started maybe 2 or 3 years ago with first devices from Apple, and we are very grateful to Apple for doing a great job in introducing iPhones and iPads in the past, since it was the, let's say, door opening, right? And maybe even before this, when Apple introduced these devices, you maybe noticed that mobile PCs, notebooks, slowly was taking over desktop PCs. You know, that was like let's say a rise of mobile devices even before introduction of superphones or smartphones and the tablets. And this was, you know, maybe this slide is going to give you an indication where and how fast is world moving. Right? For you who don't see it, but I think that it is visible pretty well. The blue line is for desktop PC's operating system, cumulative macOS and Windows, and the green one, which is very steep, you know, as you can see, this is first 2 or 3 years of mobile devices based on iOS and Android operating systems. These projections has been mostly made by Gartner company, and they are predicting, you know, please just note what big potential is going to be in mostly two areas, which is notebooks. This is the gray part, and the light green, the NVIDIA color, right? This is for smartphones, or as we call it today, superphones, right? So this is going to happen, definitely. We see it already today, right? And it was the reason why we, years ago, started to create a, let's say, very powerful and very low-powered consumption solution, and it's called Tegra, right? Christy has been asking if any one of you knows Tegra. I've got, unfortunately, I got only one sample. I'll just let it to check it out. This is the original of Tegra 2. It means dual core mobile CPU, right? And you see the size is amazing, right? That powerful small device SoC, system on chip. Key features of our SoC, Tegra 2 SoC. It is, as I said already, a first world's dual core in this segment. And if we are speaking about the competition, one of our competitive advantage, for sure, is the support of Flash, which is, you know, enabling you to have full web browsing experience, since almost every website is including some Flash content, right? Apple is not doing it, so we'll have some demonstration later on. You will have the opportunity to check it. Since Tegra is based on architecture of GeForce, and we are still a gaming company, you can see that as another key feature, we are mentioning that we are using our experience from desktop and notebooks area, and we are preparing the content for mobile devices based on Tegra as well. There are many of the devices that are available worldwide today based on Tegra 2. All of them are running on Android, and since you see only tablets here, everything is running on on Android 3.1 called Honeycomb. It's Google operating system, you know, probably. And as I've been checking out, there is first device available even here in Serbia, which is Asus Transformer EE pad that you can buy here. I know that you see it in the left bottom corner, right? Here it is a picture only of the tablet, but you have an option when you're buying it. It is coming with a keyboard, including additional battery for a longer battery life, right? So it is, I would say that this is a very interesting device. By the way, do you know the price here in Serbia? In local currency?
400 euros.
400 euros.
Without keyboard.
Without the keyboard. So it will be plus minus the same as in the rest of the Eastern Europe. Okay, so still for the money, I think that it is a cool device if you compare to the competition. Right now, I'll ask my colleague Trajan to show you Motorola Xoom, which was actually the first device available worldwide based on Tegra 2 with Android 3.0. It has been launched 24th of February in the States. And I think that the demonstration should be focused on, as I've been mentioning, web browsing.
Yeah.
So try to run something like this, like YouTube. Why not?
This is YouTube, and it's the full desktop experience you're getting with a notebook or a desktop.
the point is that if you are going to run it on iPad, for example, you need to run it through application. This is thanks to Flash support. On Zoom, it is running directly from the web page.
Exactly. So browsing exactly as you're doing on your desktop PC.
I would say that this is really ultimate experience with web browsing, and most of the people who are buying tablets today are using it for web browsing. This is based on some, researches, whatever. So I think that it is a really important feature that we are really supporting Flash. And try to show, for example, Google Earth. You see that we are showing it on the television, which is another feature of all these Tegra 2 devices, because it has integrated HDMI, right? So you need only a cable. I think that in the near future, how it is called from Samsung, DLNA.
Yeah.
This technology, we are transferring the data already without the cable, right? So maybe it is a question of half a year, and we'll be able to use it without the cable, which is somehow limiting it, but still it is very convenient that you are connecting your device, and you will see that it is possible even with the phone, and you got all your data always on the go with you. And for example, if you are in a hotel, lots of televisions today have the HDMI, so you just can check whatever you like on a bigger screen, which is so convenient. By the way, do you recognize what we are checking right now? What's this, gentlemen or ladies? It's a
Dislocation.
It's dislocation, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. What do you say? It is running well? Can you imagine that you are running it if you are looking for something, for a place, a spot for your holiday, for example, just on the go? I think that it is pretty fast, right? Even with 3D buildings. Is it so, Trajan?
Yeah.
Are you using it?
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Every day? So, that's a good point, right? Okay, so what do you say? Do you like such a tablet? It is a competitive product to, let's say, widely sold iPad from Apple. Because I've been, I'm coming from Czech Republic, right? I think that the countries are very similar because we are still like brothers and sisters, right? And when I've been speaking and showing this device to a couple of editors in my country, they really told me that it is a first device based on Android that is competitive to Apple. Even from, let's say, technical perspective, how it is working, the display, smooth movement, and for sure, one of the reasons is that it is based on very fast dual-core Tegra SoC. So that was Zoom, and by the way, this is my private one, so I'm checking it myself. Now I'm giving to Trajan another device, which is, from my point of view, even more sexy than Zoom. This is LG Optimus 2X, and I think that in the very near future, you will have it available even here in Serbia. It is selling, in Czech Republic, it is selling for, it's like 480, 100 euros, something like that, including VAT. If you like it in Czech crowns, it's like 11,000 Czech crowns if you have converter or something. So I think that it is very, very acceptable and affordable price for such a device, because I'm really very pleased with it. It is capable of high quality graphics, console quality gaming, which we will show you.
Okay.
Maybe show this game, Fruit Ninja. It is arcade, you know, but it is pretty popular, you know. It's like an action game. Tran, are you good in it?
I'll try to be good.
You are not ashamed to play it?
I'll try to be good.
Okay. Yeah. Come on, nice banana. Okay. Okay, what you see here on the wall is the difference, and I think that it is really obvious. I don't have the pointer, so please allow me just to... this is THD version, this is Tegra version. We've been demonstrating right now, and this is normal Android version. And you see that it is a difference from textures, from even if we have two devices and be able to play it simultaneously, you will see even the difference in smoothness of the play, right? So this is one of the examples of a game that is running on the phone, which you can connect even to the bigger screen if you're playing in, let's say, on a party. It is always better than bigger audience can check it on a bigger projection. Here I took some pictures of another games that are going to be or are available at the moment. It's like Backbreaker, for example, Dungeon Defender, or cool game in 3D. The point is that we have Tegra optimized games right now. You know, it is right now it is about 10 games available, right? In 2.5, not even 2 months, let's say, right? After the launch of first Tegra devices and the Tegra Zone, which I will explain very soon. So it is like 10 plus games right now, and you see that until the end of calendar year 2011, there will be already a very, let's say, convenient selection available for the games that are running this way. I mentioned Tegra Zone. What is a Tegra Zone? Has someone an experience with Tegra Zone already? No hands? Oh, Tegra Zone is an on-device application which is available on Android market. Since we are still speaking about Android environment, right? And this is the application which serves as I would say, a portal where the user of the device, the Tegra powered device, has all the information conveniently in one place. There are not only games which are available for buying, but there are previews of the games that are coming in next 2 months, for example, right? And unlike the competitive application store from Apple, we have more videos, pictures, all these things about the games that you can make your decision. After you make your decision and you click on purchasing, this Tegra Zone is redirecting you to the Android market when you finalize your purchasing. We are not making any money on it, no profit. It is just a tool or a service for customers who are buying this device. Since you know, how many of you has an Android phone or device? Yeah, I already see some hands. This is a good idea. It's very good. Thank you. Android market is not that, let's say, good for orientation, I would say, right? It is including lots of applications for previous versions of Android, and this was the reason why we developed this application, just to show the people who are buying up-to-date devices what is ready for them, right? So it's very good to download because it's not pre-installed. Trajan,
yeah.
You know the Iconia. I think that this is the first device where it is pre-installed, right?
Yes, it is pre-installed. Yeah.
On other devices before Iconia, which you are going to have available in Serbia as well soon, you need to download it first. It's for free, of course. So make sure if you have a Tegra powered device, first of all to download Tegra's own application. And this is very interesting slide, and I would maybe you see it because we presented it already at Barcelona and MWC in February or March. Do you remember?
February.
I think in February. But what is important here? We are right now in 2010. I said that first devices have been launched this February, right? It doesn't mean that we didn't have prepared our Tegra dual core available much sooner. It is, for us, it is a, let's say, different environment. You know? We are used to it with GeForce processors. The cycle of production of graphic boards, it's about 6 months. When we moved into mobile devices, manufacturers like Samsung, LG, Asus, whomever, whom we are cooperating on in this segment, they need 3 times more time to deploy our SoCs into a device before it gets to the market. 1.5 years. So it is like we are getting used to it, right? We had the Tegra ready 1.5 years ago, and only this February, means 2 months ago, we had first devices on the market. And as you see, what is written, and it is a code name, we call it Kal-El or Tegra 3. We do not know what will be the final name, but definitely there will be first devices powered by Tegra 3 on the market until the end of this year. What is important? It's 5 times faster than the SoC you've been just checking in Motorola Zoom or the Superphone or LG. It is world's first mobile quad-core CPU. And what is really interesting is our, let's say, comparison to nowadays core-to-dual CPUs, right? There was some benchmarking saying that Tegra 3 should be faster. I don't want to fight, you know. Maybe in some applications, yes, some not. It is difficult to compare because it is like 2 different worlds, right? It is not the same segment. But try to imagine, even if the performance will be plus minus the same, that we are speaking about watts against milliwatts, you know. Let's say, simply saying, I can imagine myself that we will have notebooks based on Tegra 3, but vice versa. I really hardly can imagine that there will be a telephone based on core-to-dual, right? This is funny stuff. And as you can see, in 3 years, we should have Stark, which is almost 100 times faster than present Tegra 2 in 3 years. I think that it is powerful enough to run a server in a bank, right? So, you know, gorgeous opportunities for the market. So this is going to be really interesting. Now let me dive into something what we like most, and you probably know already. Let's go to GeForce for a brief moment, and let me start with notebooks. Since 2011.
To add some more details about the Tegra 2 phone, LG Optimus 2X, it's available in all regions except Serbia to the GSM operator, mainly to Vodafone one, and the price starts from €99 plus subscription for 2 years up to $499. It's free of any subscription for the GSM operator. Just to have an idea. Probably we'll see it soon in Serbia too. Since I got some information from LG distributor here, so we'll have it. You will have it in your market too. Thank you.
And it is good for us, because in the other regions in Eastern Europe, LG is very proactive towards NVIDIA, and they are showing that this is first, let's say, European dual-core superphone, right? They are proud of it, but it is a really good device based on Tegra. Back to notebooks. As I said, year 2011 is pretty good for us because we joined Intel after they polished their sandwich. Just taking some time, but already everything is fine. And our new message in this segment is that we are better together. You probably know that we already skipped the production and development of chipsets, of integrated graphics. And we joined Intel with this alliance. What is the reason? We believe that discrete graphic, it is, if it is properly optimized, and we got this optimization, we got the technology called Optimus. Do you know Optimus? Do you know what that means? So very shortly for maybe for general press who are not involved, Optimus is a technology which is able to disable whole GPU unit if the system does not need the performance, right? If you are just browsing and it is not GPU powered application, whatever, GPU is completely turned off. Means longer battery life, very logically. On the other hand, if the device, if the notebook needs the power, the graphic is turned on, and as you can see, and you will have opportunity to see it on our showcase, we brought two Asus notebooks. One is the GT 520M. This is the newest addition to our mobile GeForce family. And the other one is GT 540M. Both of them, they are not proper gaming notebooks, right? But you will see that you can play even, let's say, actual 3D games with it. And it's running, and running well. So it is a reason why to have always discrete graphic in your notebook, to have the device prepared for all the things that you are requiring to do. Very shortly, as I said, 2011 is a very good year for us. We managed to have pretty much design wins with sandwich. So we are gaining back the market share we've lost last year to AMD mostly. And as you see, all major manufacturers, AICs, and notebook manufacturers are involved. We are not focusing on one or two brands. We are working pretty much with everyone. This slide is describing, all the different perspectives where we need, or what is the benefit of having a discrete graphic card inside a notebook. Besides great games, this is showing what was last year, where we started with Optimus and with Sandwich. Call of Duty Black Ops, for example, or StarCraft 2, great titles, which you can play on notebooks which are not properly gaming notebooks, just because we have discrete graphics in it. There are another applications that are powered by GPU, like photo or video applications that are using OpenCL or Direct Compute, or maybe even CUDA, which are helping you to have better experience with altering photos or videos on your notebook. And last but not least, with the release of GPU-powered web browsers like Internet Explorer 9 or Google Chrome, there is a very new, let's say, how to say it? You know, there is new content which is going to be GPU powered inside your browser, right? We think that, and we have a decent demonstration here. Do we have that, right? Or we can do it already, let's say rendering or real-time rendering inside the browser, which is capable of it. And this is opening new possibilities in this segment, right? So maybe in a couple of years we will be playing games in the browser, right? Don't drink alcohol back there. By the way, I've heard that Friday the 13th you had announced a very strange law to me that it is forbidding to drink or to buy drinks after 10 p.m. even on the weekend, right? Is it so?
Yes.
No. Then I would consider to move to another country, right? You can invite me in Czech Republic, for example, because we are drinking all the day.
What? That's not what.
Not water.
Just short. I want to make a very clear difference between this Optimus from notebooks and the Optimus from Tegra powered devices. So
yeah,
don't make the confusion between the two Optimus things. One is referring to notebooks, and it's a technology.
Technology that is switching on and off
Yeah.
the GPU to save the battery, or on the other hand, to get you the power.
And on the Tegra side, we have a brand of LG superphone called Optimus 2X. There are a lot of Optimus phones, as you know, probably from LG, but the Optimus 2X it's containing inside the Tegra
they
chip.
already even launched LG Optimus Pad, right? Yes,
Not working for
The
LG.
pad, yeah.
10.1 tablet is
The pad, yeah.
we've been showing, and it's called Optimus as well, but it is LG brand, right? Regarding the GeForce update, I would like to speak about, let's say, 2 or 3 key messages we have right now, and this is a transition or a change, slight change of our naming, branding the products, right? We decided to use GTX solely for gaming, right? So even if you have GTX 560, which we are going to show you, even if it's still under NDA until tomorrow 3 p.m. So then I will ask just to wait for publishing it. So even, let's say, mainstream card, which is called GTX, it is good for gaming. And GT brand, it is the first transition from integrated graphic, right? So from now on, it will be like this. If you see GTX before the model number, you can be sure that this is good for gaming, right? And let's jump on GTX 560. This is a brand new card which is being launched tomorrow, as I said, tomorrow afternoon, 3 p.m. What is interesting for you, maybe it is the price point. Now we are not referring to reference board, so this is price from United States, and this just for orientation. Just give you an let's say idea what will cost here. And it is a card which is suggested for full HD gaming, right? For pay. From tomorrow on, it will be available from all major AICs in the region. So it is like.
About the price, just a second, because you're on my territory here with pricing.
Okay, so if you can already, please update a little more for Serbia.
I cannot give you the
It's
exact
NVIDIA.
but what I want to add is that US pricing are usually translating to a European price on the same price point, like it's here 199, but it's in euro currency. So we expect to have like 199 euro with VAT end user price for GTX 560.
Including VAT.
Including VAT, yes.
Yeah, I think that $199, it is always excluding VAT. Maybe this is the difference. We need to add like.
And the board will live together with the 460, which is the best-selling gaming board in this moment. So you'll not see ending with the life of 460 and be replaced by 560. They will live together until the manufacturer will decide. Probably the price will drop a little bit for GTX 460 in order to get this momentum and have more sales. And this could be a very good opportunity for the enthusiast gamers, which will have access to GTX 460 at a very, very good price.
When we are speaking about GTX 560 for this price point, I would say that it is a mainstream card. Do you agree? For 200 euros, it is a mainstream?
No, wait, come on. Maybe in US or I don't know.
It is a mainstream in Czech Republic normally. Serbia is the same. So it is not proper gaming card for you know, like 600 euros.
Yeah, probably will become a mainstream card. Well, the price will be around $100.
What I wanted to tell you is, I just picked a couple of up-to-date games, right, in 3D. Crysis 2 is already out. We will see which two duplicate forever in coming days and weeks. And all of these games, which are, I would say, pretty demanding. Everything is also running in 3D vision. It has native support. And Alice, even more than that, running physics. All of these games are running on GTX 560 in Full HD. So I think that this is a good message. Together with GeForce Desktop, we need to speak about 3D vision, because it is a sub-brand which is making GeForce even more important from our point of view. And 3D vision is pretty widely accepted worldwide. I just wanted to tell you that we will be announcing and releasing wired version of 3D vision glasses with some decent updates in fit and style, that it is, let's say, fitting better on your nose, and it is not looking like, let's say, from some from 70s, right? Of course, the major difference will be the price point, which is most important, right? So this is Christy, if you want to add something here.
Yeah. For the 3D Vision series, we have a, let's say, major change starting this month, May 24th, which means all the wireless glasses will be a little bit changed in terms of design and quality of materials, and also the price will drop down to $149 US. And we will introduce also this, let's say, a cheaper version. I mean, not cheaper, it's wrong to say, more affordable style of 3D glasses, the wired one. I mean, for those who really want to enjoy this experience, 3D experience, which is completely different than what we get from our normal PCs, but which is still, let's say, an expensive one, because the whole kit, the entire package to experience this new feature consists in 3D glasses and 3D monitor, because you cannot have only one of them, so you should have it both. The package it was around 200 euro 3D glasses, and another, let's say, 300 euro an entry-level 22-inch 3D monitor featuring 120 Hz. So altogether it's like, how much? 500 euro. So now the glasses are dropping the price down to $149, which probably we'll see on €149 with VAT included in our market. And the wired one, the affordable one, will be below €100. So in the US will be launched on $99 end user price. So
I can, you know, imagine myself if there is a family with 2 adults and 2 children. And of course, most of the time you are watching with your wife 3D videos or 3D movies, right? But if there is animated cartoon or a fairy tale or something, and you're watching with your children, then you can buy just.
I'm not yet on this situation, and I don't see in Southeastern Europe people sitting with whole family with 3D glasses on and watching TV.
But it would be nice.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be, right?
But anyway, for the gamers at least, to have, let's say, access to this technology, we introduced this new pair of glasses, wired one, below $100 price point.
Yeah.
And of course, bundled with, I think there are still Samsung 22-inch 3D monitors at around €200. So altogether, like €350. The whole package. You can transform your PC from a 2D one in a 3D, a real 3D one.
Yeah, it's not only PC, Christy. I think that we've been buying for ourselves, for our office, a 3D TV plasma, exactly this one, from Panasonic VR. It's 50 inches, and in Czech Republic it is being sold for €1,100, including VAT. The prices are incredibly dropping, you know, making it affordable, available. So I think that 3D vision is getting more and more popular and has something to say, right? One more thing, I think maybe it's a couple of words. We got GTX 590, which has been launched 2 months ago. And it is a single card who's capable of running 3D vision surround in full HD, right? It has 3 connectors, and you can play in HD 3D vision surround. So that is it. When we are speaking about 3D vision, we need to mention 3D Vision Live community. It is a website, a community website, which is not being filled by NVIDIA, but all the people, all the customers, all the 3D vision freaks, like 3D vision professor, Mr. Bellev, who we have here. They are downloading and uploading their own stuff, pictures, videos, everything. And from the launch, we see that there is a lot of traffic that you can see. And I would suggest to everyone who is trying to, or who is checking 3D vision, when you will have the opportunity to check it, even if you don't have it, and you will have the devices for some reviews, for sure try to visit 3dvisionlive.com, because it is a great page in terms of content for your 3D experience. Another thing, one of the last, touching GeForce desktop is SLI technology. You probably know what is it. It's when you are deploying two GeForce graphics cards running together to multiply the performance. I think that today the scaling is pretty okay on it, in most of the games. It is like 2 weeks ago when we gave the access even to AMD, even to competition, but they are now able to make their motherboards for SLI. But even AMD gamers who are loving AMD CPUs over the Intel now have the opportunity to have AMD motherboards supporting SLI, and they can play onto GeForce boards. Okay. I didn't need to do that. So this is a short summary of what we've been going through today. I think that if you would remember a couple of these keynotes, like mobile computing revolution, NVIDIA is prepared with Tegra. We are working on next generations already now. So this is where we want to play a key role, being on the throne of mobile devices in the near future, because we think that it is a question of maybe 2 years where the Android market share will be bigger than iOS, right? Not because the devices are that much better, but there will be much more devices for Android than Apple have for iOS. You know, they're still running with one normal phone and one normal tablet. Means this market, and you saw it from one graph on the slides, it is the biggest opportunity of growth in the smartphones and tablets. Tegra 2, you see it already live. How does it look like? And a Tegra zone for everyone who is buying Tegra powered device. It is very important application, and you need to be sure you are not missing it. From GeForce Notebook, the key messages are Optimus, battery performance and turning on and off based on whether you need the power or you need the battery life. It is automatic, of course, so it is saving battery, and we say that we are bet together with Intel over the integrated solution, right? So we are suggesting, because you don't have to be scared that if you have discrete graphics in your notebook, that the battery is going to run in like 1.5 hours. This is what Optimus is good for, right? A lot of design wins for 2011 already available on the market, and more to come until the end of the year. And we have two models of new 500 series for the showcase. You can check here. Regarding GeForce GTX, Gaming Nirvana, GTX is a sub-brand for gaming. New GeForce 560. Here I again need to ask you for being kind and don't publish it since the NDA ends tomorrow 3 p.m. It's going to be released with new GeForce drivers. We've been not mentioning it, but it is already very soon be released, so you'll have the opportunity to check it out with GeForce 560. Maybe some of you already have 560. Is there any one of you who has been seeded by AICs? Not yet. Okay. Okay. And last thing was SLI, that we gave the access even to competition to AMD. They can use our GeForce cards for their motherboards, for their CPUs. And this is really a extra summary, but NVIDIA today is a company who is not GPU powering devices from the smallest one, from superphones, as you saw on LG Optimus 2X, through all the range to the supercomputers, which are now being built more or less for, let's say, the 8th, and are able to compute very fast. So that is pretty much it. Thank you very much for coming. So lots of people here. Thank you very much for your attention. And I would ask Brian now to run something for you, a video in 3D, just a short whatever, a picture. So please put your glass on.